break records in Louis, ate breakfast at Gucci. My girl a superstar, all from a home movie. Bow on our arrival to un-American idols. When niggas didn't pay us, got them hanging.
Hey, summer is on now. Summer is on shots now. Me and my girlfriend apart. Whoa, start the car. I'm with the drive now. We coming now. Oh yeah, yeah, oh la la la. That them girls that they all bad. Let's go to the beach. Make we have a party from the sun, girl. Take off your rock, me want to see you now your tongue. But suppose, make me use my top snap on. Now pretty belly skin, they ready to do the pan. You are just a ring brown in all the summertime. Umbrella bleacher. Cause I saw the summertime. So the girl them say them ready for the summer marathon. So me have to sing another summer song. So me ask you, if you're ready for the summer, let's go. Shout it out and let me know. Girl, everywhere we go. God alone we know. If you're ready for the summer, let's go. Shout it out and let me know. Girl, everywhere we go. God alone we know. If you're ready for the summer, let's go. Shout it out and let me know. Girl, everywhere we go. God alone we know. If you're ready for the summer, let's go. Shout it out and let me know. Girl, everywhere we go. God alone we know.
Hey, what's good, people? It's your boy Rolando, as I always tend to call myself, and it's your boy Triforce.
Yes, Triforce is in the building.
Triforce, always needs to start up with the sexy voice. He can't just like.
Yeah, because it's a long trip back from Winter Brawl. Well, I'm not used to the different types of traveling and stuff like that. Not so frequently anyway, so, Just finished coming back from Winter Brawl. What's up, everybody? Just dropped off Dominion and whatnot. And we definitely have a huge announcement to make. Actually, several announcements to make. It's not just one or two of them. So where do we start? Which one?
Well, while the people spread the word, first of all, we got to ask you guys to spread the word. Let us know we're here on twitch.tv/Bifuteki. I'm staying in New York until Thursday, so I decided let me come by my good friend Andre and do a little stream, since we had a very big announcement that was made today from VXG, but actually it pertained more so to Empire Arcadia. The first thing I want to say though is this is like old news.
Yeah, it's old news now.
Because I think people only now realize that we have a partnership with Empire Arcadia, and that's the first thing, guys. We when did we do this partnership? September?
No, actually it was August. It was literally a week after VXG was done, and
but then we announced it on your stream when you got back.
Yeah, but I had posted on I did use my social media EMP_Travis_GM and my Facebook, and we posted the news that we had formed a partnership with VXG to help them localize and market and advertise and promote the VXG brand globally through the actual mainstream media and social media network, and also in the northeast of the United States. That was specifically for us. I know you you worked something out with some guys in the West Coast, which was Cross Counter and so forth. And
shout out to Cross Counter, by the way, guys. They'll be back in a couple weeks. Ryan just needed to take a quick break to get things going again. But as you know, yes, Cross Counter is sponsored by VXG. It's presented by VXG, actually. So that's another division that we kind of have working there. And we kind of established those partnerships pretty early on. I'm new to the FGC. I don't know if people know that. It's been the American FGC. Let me correct that. I've been in the video game thing since 2001 when I did my first tournament in a McDonald's. McDonald's, that's right. Your boy gets it done even when we ain't had no video game stores on our island. I was like, I'm not waiting for a video game store to open our arcade.
That should be a landmark, because the McDonald's still exists.
It is, and actually, like when we were talking about it, like, okay, when we go back to Sima, I need to go back up there and kind of relive that. But yes, first tournament ever was in 2001, at the video. No, not the video. At McDonald's on Front Street in St. Martin. That was the first, and we've been busy with it ever since. We became regional / international in 2005. So I guess we can say I've been doing international tournaments since 2005. It's only last year is when we actively pursued
the
American market. So it's it's a new scene for me here, and I did need some key people. I guess the first thing, since we kind of got to go back to the partnership with VXG. They're actually not even a lot. It's died down a lot. In the beginning, there was a lot of question marks, like, oh, why are we sponsoring? Why are we partnering with EMP? And particularly, we all know my good friend Ultra David was like, oh, that's a toxic brand. Why are you supporting that toxic brand? I just don't understand that. What's going on here? Well, you know, that I'll be honest. That kind of upset me at the moment, simply because, you know, he was particularly talking about it without knowing anything about VXG or knowing anything about the St. Martin Tourist Board or anything about the agreement, just like pure speculation and immediately shutting it down. Whereas, you know, shout outs to James Chen, who was actually more reserved about the situation. Say, hey, listen, we don't know what it's doing. It does sound pretty cool, you know, a tournament in the Caribbean, you know, a better way of advertising the island. So I guess James Chen kind of got it.
Yeah.
The other dude didn't.
And even if James Chen didn't get it, he saw the humility in just holding his opinions until he got all the facts and the information straight. So that's one of the things. One of the major issues in the fighting game community is that a lot of information is going around and no one confirms it. So that's one of the problems.
Someone said that's Triforce bodyguard Juan on the couch.
Yeah, see, you want to talk about the things that people...
I can't pay attention to the chat while we're doing this. I'm sorry, because these guys...
And the thing is, because of streams now, one of the major issues is that information is readily available for everyone. However, confirming the information is another thing. A lot of people hear a rumor or speculation, and then they just go and then they immediately think that. So, like, for someone who's just getting inside the fighting game community, who was referred to Ultra David's show, or what's the name of the show that they call it again? It's called Ultra David and James Ultra 10. That's what it's called. Okay, so the Ultra 10 show. Someone's coming inside the fighting game community for the first time, and then they hear, you know, why is VXG a new entity? Getting involved with Triforce or Empire Arcadia? They're a shady organization. Okay. That's kind of unfair, because you're directing the audience to take it as suggested, an opinion, because they have no facts about it, into believing that I'm a shady individual. And then that carries on, and then people blow that up. It's just another way of using the media to pretty much monopolize what type of information you want out there. It's really unfair. I
mean, we kind of moved on since then. You know, we kept doing our thing. It was something I kind of had to get used to in the beginning. Is my voice good now? It was a little too loud earlier. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, it was something we kind of moved on since then. But, I mean, the first thing I need to point out to people is that Empire Arcadia, you were actually officially, and this is actually a historic thing for us, you were the first professional gaming team that came to VXG out of your own pocket.
Yes.
We did not pay for Empire Arcadia to come. You know, we did not even... Actually, we didn't initially invite Empire Arcadia. They happened to find out. Triforce, you found out on Twitter.
Yeah.
You saw a tweet about this VXG thing going on last year when Gutex and DMG were the one that were coming.
Yeah. I actually, a little story on that. I was talking to a gentleman called Adrian. And he's from Jamaica, and he's talking about a 2013 circuit for competitive gaming in Jamaica. And then I saw your tweet, and I thought you were him.
Yes.
Because I was working on him to try to do something for video games in my home country, Jamaica. And that's how I ended up running into Rolando on Twitter on accident. We spoke, and he told me some of his ideals of what he wanted VXG to be, and how he was interested in expanding his organization, his brand, into an esports that brought in all different types of markets, and to converge into one huge supermarket that would, you know, produce a new economy that would help gamers overall. And when I heard that, I was like, man, that's a great ideal. I'm so glad that, you know, the Caribbean is at that point where they can do that Rolando, you told me about your government and how they were interested in going towards that, but they would need some information. They would need all types of things in order before they can go forward. And I said, okay, listen, I'll work with you. I'll come out of pocket. I'll come down there. I'll help you promote and give you some advice. People you can work with in the Americas for North America, guys like Alex Valle, guys like Big E, and things like that. And it just over the time just flourished.
Yep.
So that is literally the origin of EMP and VXG coming together.
And that's another thing that I think people like. For all of you that have always, many people when I go to these tournaments, they appreciate the fact that we're doing qualifiers. That we're giving people the opportunity to win, giving them more incentive to come out, and helping promote the tournaments and so on. I mean, we don't have such a big reach, but it's still at least an ounce of promotion, for the organizers. Another thing y'all don't know is that with the whole qualifier thing, it was actually Triforce's idea to say, hey, let's do some qualifiers and use the community tournaments as a give people more incentive to come out to these tournaments by offering prizes and for people to come.
The same thing I said about using the community is going to eventually convert it as qualifiers to leagues like MLG, like IPL. It's the same thing. The only difference is that VXG was more willing to listen and so forth. It will bring people out, as you said, to the local scenes and help other entities, and then give them something leading up to the major one. No different from what Evo does. No different from going to an MLG Fight Club or anything that's being done in other tournament scenes. Right. Which would help the scene. And this is why, I love what VXG is doing. I love what the St. Martin government and the tourists is doing, because they're taking a huge risk. This is their first time going international.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't know, there's not many governments that's going to, go that distance. Right now, our country is still muddling through the waters in certain areas of competitive gaming where it should have been where it needs to be already. But it's whatever. But with that, since we already got the origin down pack, let's get to the meat and potatoes. And
yes.
Obviously, you guys must have read on Event Hubs that Dominion has returned to Empire Arcadia. But there are a few things that we need to clear up so people can understand. And number one, Dominion did not leave Broken Tier. That's number one. Let me go into further depth with that. Dominion joined Broken Tier at Winter Brawl last year. His contract is up. And late last year, this was at the Street Fighter 25th anniversary. Mm-hmm. I spoke to Kevin and I said, hey, listen, we're doing some big things at VXG, and that we have some promotional artists coming down to VXG for 2013.
We got Sean Kingston, we got Soulja Boy, Major Lazer, Jacure.
And they wanted to do a music video. So we wanted Dominion in it because he kind of fit certain things that we wanted as a gamer.
Amongst other players,
yeah,
but
amongst
he
other
was just
players.
one of them.
He was just one of them. And I asked Dominion to go and speak to Kugi about being involved in that. And I wanted him to come back to Empire Arcadia. And he said, yeah, but I have my contract with Broken Tier. So I told him, hey, listen, you can actually still be Broken Tier and be an EMP, just like you have Mad Cats Western Wolves, you had Mad Cats DMG at a time, and so forth. And this would be great. I said you could still wear your Broken Tier t-shirt, promote it in the video. This would be a good business. Well, Kugi told Dominion he doesn't want anything to do with me. He doesn't care what it is, which I thought was kind of unfair, because that kind of shuts down an opportunity for the player, where the player would have definitely benefited the most from this. And I left it at that, and I said, you know something, I'll wait till when your contract expires at Winter Brawl, and then we can discuss further things going in. And, well, here we are. And he spoke to us, told us his concerns, and
yes.
He told us some of the things that he wanted moving forward. And I told him, his issue was, it's not that he didn't respect Empire Arcadia, he just understood that Empire Arcadia lacked certain resources to help its players. And I told him, well, now I'm here. I have a partner where we partnered it with last year, Rolando Bryson from VXG. And Rolando Bryson could reinstill that confidence that's lost in a lot of the players who've left the organization.
Right.
Since Evo controllers, when Justin got his $20,000 from them. So he spoke to Rolando. Rolando made an offer that he felt which was adequate. that it satisfied him, and he has returned home.
Yes.
We try to kind of troll the community and hint to them everything when they were playing the Street Fighter teams, and it said the Brotherhood. I don't. Only one person on the event hubs knew that.
That person on event hubs is smart.
He's
because
smart.
They actually got that. Whoever you are, shout outs to you.
Yeah, shout outs to you.
You saw that little hint, so that was pretty cool. There's one huge misconception though, and I'm a testament to this. Triforce as well. One thing that some people have been. I saw it came up in the chat. That Broken Tear is saying that he did not contact Broken Tear. That Dominion did not contact. That is absolutely not true.
That's not true.
The first thing I told him is, look, if you're gonna, I know how these things work. Even though your contract is expired, at the very least,
show
text
some respect,
an email, and say, listen, thank you for your time here. But I've moved on to XYZ. And so I know that message went out because I told him I cannot agree to this until I know you've made your part and parted ways with that organization formally by informing your former manager this is what you got to do. I saw the messages for myself. So
yeah,
and I mean you can confirm that. So I'm not sure if he missed it or what, which actually is not the case. I'm sure he received the messages because he replied and said we'll talk later.
Yep.
Later, by that time, I guess because he was on the West Coast, it's earlier for him. By that time, we went to sleep early because we were driving out of Philly today. And since then is when the announcement was made. But I can assure you, people, trust your boy Rolando. Dominion did contact Broken Tear before joining the division of Empire Arcadia called VXG Elite, which brings me to VXG Elite.
Okay, that's the next announcement.
Okay, VXG Elite. This is where I'm saying it's actually not something new, and maybe it kind of caught people off guard, probably because they just didn't think we were serious or something. But when we signed the partnership with Empire Arcadia, we took our time to develop certain things. And okay, well, this is you have a 5-figure deal, but what do you want to do with it? And we had a couple months of discussion to set this up and finally come up with a precise budget. And one of the things we wanted to do was to kind of commemorate some key players. Some of which might be former Empire, current Empire, or new Empire. And we actually decided, let's form a division within Empire that, being that Empire is a development company, as you always explain.
Yes, because people keep thinking we're a sponsorship organization, and we are not.
And you still aren't.
Yeah, we still aren't.
This is a division within Empire Arcadia that is, the word elite came in because we wanted to make a separation, and not elite in terms of game skill. It's not only about that. As a matter of fact, winning is probably one of the last things you look at. You look at marketability, professionalism, their ability, their understanding of the fighting game scene, the potential for growth. All those kind of factors are put in when we wanted to put someone into the VXG Elite program, as we call it. But the team currently, its first member, which we kind of already had set, but we just never called it VXG Elite, was Sanford Kelly. A person that I consider a good friend of mine now. I always did my best, even though while we were waiting for things to solidify with the sponsorships and so on, I did my personal best to see that we can do what we can to get him out to tournaments and take care of him personally, because VXG Elite, we also are concerned with the welfare of the gamers. It's not just about getting you to tournaments.
We have to make sure that the gamers are taken care of.
As Prewell said, my family got to eat.
Yep, pretty much. And a lot of people don't eat. They kind of miss that. They think, well, the players have to get out to the tournaments. The players have to live. They need the certain necessities and needs met first before anything else. And it takes time. We're not made of money. There's a budget. Everyone has a budget. We're not millionaires. Rolando's not millionaires, and so forth. So certain things had to take a certain amount of time. But things are where they are. That's a nice headshot. And so once we got Sanford, our next person was, oh wow, he got his head blown off. The next person after that was Knuckle-Doo. That was our next potential player. We spoke with Knuckle-Doo and we did a few things. That's why you guys saw him at Winter Brawl, and you saw him with the VXG shirt. And then after Knuckle-Doo was Gross from the Dominican Republic.
Yes.
VXG Mortal Kombat champion. And after then pretty much it was Dominion. And we have 2 other slots left open, but like we said, we want to take our time. We don't want to rush this. I've already gotten a lot of people hitting me up. Hey, Triforce, I want to join Empire, and seeing, and that's the thing. Like, you know, I understand a lot of people want to join the Empire, but I'm just gonna put this out there like this: before we take care of you, we have to take care of the family that stuck by through the hard times before anybody else gets anything. And that's just the way it is. You know, we're not saying no, we're not interested in anyone, but we have people who have waited, you know, in the dark ages. We got to take care of those people first. As the VXG Elite program expands over time, then we can start to entertain the applications of other individuals who want to be a part of the organization.
Yeah.
Moving
I would
forward,
say
yeah.
a possibility is to be a part of the Empire. You know, if there's a skilled gamer and you think, you know what, they have development potential, and you know, eventually we can open more as each sponsorship year comes in and the budgets can expand. That's when we can look at making incremental expansions. You know, I don't think VXG Elite, I mean, I could be wrong, I don't think it'll ever be like 15, 20 people. It's also in terms of management and quality. You want to keep it as a solid unit, as a family. These players have to be able to work together. A lot of players out there think because they've won, you know, Evo championships, that means that they're entitled. That is not necessarily the case. You know,
No.
People can say, yeah, but what has Gross won? Well, Gross won VXG. Some people might be salty about it or whatever, but the fact of the matter is that if you show certain traits that show your marketability and your understanding of the scene and potential for growth, those are things that we think are also important. It's not just about winning. That's the thing a lot of people don't. I mean, no offense. I'm actually talking to him right now on Facebook, so Mike, don't get mad at me. I'm not trying to troll you.
Yes.
But I'm using this in a good
prime
sense.
example.
Prime example. Mike Ross, great player, talented, best E-Honda in the world, maybe even. Would we say that? Okay.
Even if it's just North America.
What was it? 15th in Evo. You know, decent player.
Yeah.
Got, I think, 5th place once. In any case, he hasn't won these myriads of championships and thousands of dollars. However, if you look at his success in other areas, you can see that he is a player that would fit in to that because he understands that it's more than just winning. And that's something I think we want to be able to teach a lot of gamers out there, that sponsors like VXG and the other sponsors that we're currently attracting towards VXG Elite as well, it's not just about your ability to win.
So we is there any questions based on
Yeah, I think there were a lot of questions in there. The only question I saw was about anybody got any questions in the stream? Oh, someone wants to know if EMP infiltration is something that
the trolls, boy. All right, guys. Well, actually, I'm just letting it be known. I'm letting it be known publicly. Empire Arcadia has no interest in infiltration. Although I'm Jamaican, I've lived in America for 30 years plus. In a sense, I would say I'm a patriot. I'm all American and for America. When we can take care of our house first, then I'll think about international entities or players that are already taken care of that do not need the money. So I don't understand why I would go after someone who made $100,000 in fighting games last year when there are other people in these, how should I say this? Let me use more terms in which people from the streets can understand. There's gamers in the streets that's starving. So I want to focus on those guys first before I go and go cop out.
So many questions. All right, guys, slow it down. To make it better, guys,
we'll just select one.
Well, okay. Can you tweet it to us? Tweet at the VideoX Games. Ask your question there. Then I can just pull it up on Twitter and go in order. Okay. So if you guys had a question, there were too many. I think. All right. Let me just try and scroll up and see. Oh boy, there was a good one a while ago. Where was it? Oh yeah, this is a good one. Why isn't King of Saurus an EMP yet? That's a very good question. We're gonna contact his agent as soon as possible and
Yes.
see if we have enough money. I believe his last contract was for $550,000.
Yes, 550,000.
So we have to see if we're able to match the insane amount of money it would cost for us to be able to get a person of the stature of King of Stars. So we'll, guys, one step at a time.
Yes.
All right. We'll first work on Hanzo Gonzo, very important player. Then King of Stars.
Yeah, there we go.
Will be the ultimate troll team in this
So
history of
all we ask you guys, Hanzo Gonzo and King of Swords, just be patient.
This is a good question. Okay, this is a question that you do have to address. Triforce, your reputation is not that great within the FGC. Do you think that hurts your marketability, and would you ever try and fix it? That's from Snakeheart.
That is a excellent question because I wanted to go forward. I wanted to actually address that. Okay. The fighting game community is, in terms of esports, is very small. It is not as big as everyone makes it out to be. This is just a reality. My reputation in the fighting game community, it comes from sets and cliques of players that run their mouth based on their opinion. I cannot afford to waste my time trying to fight the opinions of other people. Real businesses do not care too much about my personal reputation amongst people, providing I can fulfill the requirements that is asked from me from my organization or whatever services I provide. That's what a real company does. A real company doesn't go, well, okay, here's a prime example. What's this gentleman's name who's sitting there? He was at the Grammys, Kanye West. Is spitting out a whole bunch of absurdities, cursing. He's racial epithets here and there and things of that nature. That's not going to stop his A&R from doing businesses with other companies and him selling records and making millions of dollars. He's still going to make it. Why? Because business does not have time for personal nonsense like that. And that's just what it is. And with competitive gaming or esports in general going to where it is, I don't have time for that. A lot of people say, we got to watch. They're telling Rolando, watch out, for Triforce. He's a shady person. And here's a question I would like to ask people. Okay, I'm a shady individual. Define why I'm shady. What have I done to be shady? Or is this something you heard from somebody, and since you've heard this from someone, they're telling you I'm shady, but that's it. It's like they just said I'm shady.
Yeah.
Okay, would it be fair if I said Mr. Wizard shady? Would that be accurate? No, why is Mr. Wizard shady? I would have to give a reason as to why he is. But from what I know, he isn't. He has made some questionable decisions in certain things involving the community, but at the very same time, he has also adjusted some of his decisions and fixed the issue, whatever the issue may be, to be fair in Mr. Wizard's defense. And I don't always see eye to eye with him. But am I going to call him shady? Am I going to say he's someone you don't do business with? No, that's just unfair. So when people say that about me, look, I don't have time for that. I've been trolled for the last 6 years trying to fight it, and I found out me trying to fight it doesn't work. In fact, it's counterproductive. So whatever has to be said about me, whatever is written about me, hey, listen, it is what it is. You guys write what you want. I don't care. The facts is it's not true, so that's what matters. As long as it's not true, so.
Yes. Well, I just got an interesting link here.
Okay. What link is this? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, I want to address something. I just got a link to an article. I'm gonna put it in the chat even because someone just asked me. They found an article about Saint Martin, in which in the Hague.
Oh wait, before you even go about that, you found an article, right?
Yeah.
So
well, someone sent it to me.
Someone sent it to you.
Yes.
This is the same type of stuff that I get hit with. Based on something that they've heard, but this person is trying to confirm with you, is this true or not? I don't even get the confirmation. I don't even get the question. They just go, oh, this is true, and proceed, please.
Okay. There was a question about whether Saint Martin is the article is studying about a member of the second chamber of parliament. Okay, the second chamber of parliament is you have the first Kammer, the Eerste Kammer, which is the people that actually run the country.
Yeah.
The second chamber is the in government is people in the Holland who kind of are opposition.
Yeah.
And you know what opposition does?
Yes.
They oppose.
Of course.
All right. So this was when St. Martin was trying to become a country within the Netherlands, and one of those people, the Dutch Minister of Home Affairs and Kingdom Relations, Lisbeth Spies, is worried that St. Martin is a drug smuggling haven.
Continue.
Yes. So they expressed about that. Talked about amount of drugs that passes through the Caribbean. I don't know if what we're trying to figure out here is if St. Martin has a bad reputation
For drugs.
For drugs.
For smuggling drugs.
Yes.
Well, before we even get there, so I just want, it's just a question for the stream. Can I see the stream chat?
Yes.
Stream chat, I have a question for you. Just out of curiosity, isn't the United States one of the largest drug smuggling countries on the planet?
I believe that to be correct.
Oh, because, I know that we've, we stop, there's a lot of drugs that come in from the United States. But do we blame the government and say that the government is the one smuggling the drugs? Of course not. So why are they questioning whether or not St. Martin's do it? Oh, I know what they're trying to say. Will VXG have drugs at their event? So I'll tell you guys what. Next time I come to the next fighting game community or any esports event, I'll bring an undercover police officer to make sure that there's no drugs in any of the
Going forward, including VXG.
Including VXG.
Is the community okay with that? I think that is
to all the tournaments. Final round, Evolution, MLG, IPL if it comes back, World Cyber Games, DreamHack, World Game Cup, Toryuken. Yeah. No more drugs, guys. Because, well, first of all, I don't smoke. Yeah. I don't drink, so this does not bother me.
I do drink.
Well,
so if the cops stop me from drinking, I'll have a problem.
Oh, okay, but definitely no more drugs. So, well, everybody. So,
stop snitching. No.
Oh, stop snitching. Wait, but they're saying that VXG is smuggling.
No one said that. No. To be fair, the person just asked me about this.
Oh, well, right? that was
it's just a question that is asked, and it's good because in the Caribbean, I can tell you this is something. Being that I'm a tourism professional, and what my job, people don't know, is I market St. Martin as a destination. This is a very fair question that comes up from travel agents, from tour operators, from airlines, all of these places. It's the same thing like with Colombia. Yeah. Colombia is a place that has violence, and people will be like, "Hey, I heard there were 1,000 murders last year. Is it safe to go there?" And now it's the job of the government to explain that. Listen, the thing with crime and so on happens in an isolated area. Blah blah blah. Same thing with Jamaica. Jamaica has the world's highest murder rate in the world per capita.
Portmore mainly.
Yes. But exactly.
Yes.
Portmore.
Is
that going to happen on Montego Bay?
Is that
an all-inclusive resort?
No.
Probably not. So that's really in tourism. That is the essence of it. It's you don't allow. Well, Jamaica still does pretty good in terms of tourism. I think it's a very popular tourism destination, despite the danger of
in certain isolated areas.
I'm not gonna say that has there ever been boats being caught with drugs or is there violence? This is the world. This world is, pardon my French, fucked up.
Yeah, that's
all right. And it's the job of the government and the people in charge to make sure that they try to do whatever they can to put a stop to it. So in that regard, just to address that, just want to make sure everyone knows that is why VXG, one person asked me today about the package.
Yeah.
For our package, when you register for a tournament, you don't have to worry about who's going to pick you up at the airport, what kind of taxi, is that safe. No, you get professional people that we have assigned, picked you up, drop you wherever you got to go, to the parties, to here, to there. We ensure in terms of the hospitality, the safety, and everything is always our concern of everyone. Not that it's even necessary, because St. Martin has maybe 2 or 3 murders for the entire year. I mean, I think right now 2 or 3 people were just murdered in New York.
Nah, you're going too slow.
I'm too slow. Okay.
Yes.
Tell me when to start. Now.
Keep going.
Okay.
Yeah. No, keep going.
Keep going.
Now.
Oh, that's it. Oh, you're talking every second.
Yeah. Every 11 seconds or something like that, someone's murdered. That's just how it works. And does that mean New York is not safe to come to? Or
No.
Well, don't we have like 11 million people living here?
Yes. Now let me go to the Twitter, because I know we got a lot of questions coming in. I'll address that question tomorrow at Battle Circuit with the person in person if they really want to know.
For the people who asked, is EMP players are part of the VXG Elite going to Evolution? Of course they will be going to Evolution. And
Yes.
any player that we can help get to Evolution that is in Empire Arcadia, whether they're part of the VXG Elite sponsorship program or the core member of core organization of Empire Arcadia or any of our partnered entities, which is what we're going to get into next, if we can help them, we will help get them to Evo. They are not restricted from going to Evo. They shouldn't be. I don't see a reason why, but yeah, they'll be going to Evo. So that answers your question.
Okay, let me hit a few more questions here. If Infiltration said he wanted to be EMP, would you say no?
If Infiltration said he wanted to be EMP, we would have to discuss at what level, where in EMP would he be able to fit. And how would he benefit EMP and how can EMP benefit him? It's not, you guys have to understand, this is not about just, oh, I'm good at video games, I want to join. I'm not interested in that. I don't think you guys understand that. You know, Empire Arcadia has a lot of scrubs in it. They're not actually necessarily good at video games, but they are good in other areas. We want people who are going to help this brand, this organization, this entity, whatever you want to call it, evolve. And playing video games is not the only way, and it's not the main way that we're going to ever focus on this. When we started out earlier, when fighting games, during the dark ages of fighting games, where there were no sponsors and there was no esports company, or anything like that backing it, we had to self-fund it, and winning was a major issue, or a major part of the organization, because we needed that to showcase, hey, look, Empire Arcadia is here, and in order for us to get that visibility, we had to win. Now that's not the case. Winning is not the only way for us to be able to show who we are, what we do, and things of that nature. There's other things, and that's our job. We have to showcase those other things.
Okay, hold up. Next question.
Mm-hmm.
Give me 1 sec. Let's see what we got here. All right. I guess this one is for me. Both of us. Is EMP VXG only sponsoring East Coast players?
No. One of the things I explained to Rolando was that Empire Arcadia is not an East Coast based organization. We are Empire Arcadia. We want players all over the world. That's what Empire Arcadia is. Don't get me wrong. We do focus on the East Coast because, as I explained earlier, with the whole Evo fiasco, with the entire, the lack of qualifiers for the East Coast, it is a underdeveloped scene. It needs help. There's nothing against the West Coast, but the West Coast is good. They have everything and more, where the East Coast does not. So I'm going to focus more on the East Coast. But if anyone knows about the Empire back in the days, going back to 2002, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, we've had players throughout the entire nation. Players from Chicago, Midwest like Flo, players in the West Coast like Ricky, players in Florida like Flash. So we're all over the place. It's no specific place that we're focusing on. Even a player in Japan such as Issei now grosses representing EMP through the VXG Elite program, and he's from the Dominican Republic. So we're not just focusing on any one coast.
I think there's a lot of West Coast players that I would think of, but anyone that comes to mind literally right now,
Mike Ross.
Are all yeah, Mike Ross, but I don't know if he's Mike Ross.
Yeah, that would be a godlike.
All right, we gotta talk to Mike about this. But no, many of the West Coast players that would come to mind immediately. I know the chat's gonna probably blow up with more people that would come to mind, but many of the West Coast people would probably be sponsored already.
Mm-hmm.
Can I? Let me just send this. Oh yes. All right. Let's see what else we got here, guys. Okay. So, are there any plans for online qualifiers? This I have noted what Pandax Gaming is doing. Shout out to you guys if you're watching the stream. I saw it the other day actually when G Bailey tweeted it, and he was in the tournament. That seems pretty cool. I think it's about time that we have more community-based FGC tournaments. If I'm not mistaken, Virgin Gaming does it. I don't know if it's FGC games, but they don't do FGC games. Only sports.
Yeah.
Okay, well, then no. Then it looks like no one else other than Pandax Gaming, as far as I know. I think Arturo does one for Tekken. That is something that eventually has to move, because the reality is not everyone can go to tournaments, and it is something we eventually want to do. I know, from what I understand, I mean, I know that CrossCon has been given 2 spots. One of the spots are going to give away at a bar fight series, but I believe the other spot CrossCounter is going to give away is going to be an online tournament. So you guys got to stay tuned to CrossCounter when it's back next week. Check them out and find out more of the details about the way they were going to be giving away their trips. I'm not sure what game it's going to be or what I kind of leave that up to the individuals who've been sponsored. I give them a lot of autonomy when it comes to how they exactly use the qualifiers. Gutex is a smart guy. I'm sure he'll come with something really fun for everyone in the community. So if that comes out, I'll definitely tweet it to you and let you guys know. And maybe there's some ways that you guys can even collaborate with Gutex on that. You never know. Triforce, what's your favorite Wii U game?
Currently, my favorite Wii U game still is Nintendo Land because of the replay value. It's just the reality of it. But the game I do want to play is Monster Hunter. That I definitely want to get on that. But I'm in St. Martin. A lot of people think I'm in the Caribbeans having fun on the beach. I'm like, don't get me wrong. We'll stop at the beach after work. Well, because we work on the beach.
That's true.
But outside of that, I'm mainly working. My trusty Nintendo 3DS is the time I get to play video games, which is in the car ride down to the beach. But I haven't been playing games that much, but I definitely can't wait. I will be in St. Martin for VXG 1 month before it begins, and I will leave in October. So after the event, I will have all the time to play video games. Right now, I'm on the grind. I have to change the organization up. I have guys, that stayed with me for 10, 15 years. A lot of people don't know that. Some people say, oh, Dominion is joining Empire. Why would he join Empire? You guys don't understand. Dominion came from the Empire. I met Dominion in 1997, and he's been a part of the community and the organization since from then to 2011. So Dominion is an OG, a veteran of the organization, and he has simply returned home.
There's one thing also I kind of want to mention that kind of saw it flash in the chat, and I stated this very honestly in the past, and actually Evo does agree with me on this because we both come to a consensus on that. VXG is not competing with Evo. I want to tell you guys this. I don't know, but it's something that comes up once in a while. But the fact is, what we try to make people understand is that our tournament is a lot different. We are not a world. Oh, make me wait. Protect me. Want me to wait. What's going on, Andre? Oh, okay. It was earlier when I was talking too close to the mic. Okay. Say Soul Fist.
Soul Fist.
It's me? Soul Fist?
Gunnar Optics Advanced Gaming Eyewear with safety goggles.
I sound like a robot. I'm good? Guys, let me try it. Soul Fist! You're good. Soul Fist! Okay, I'm good. Alright guys, sorry about that. Perfect sound now. Alright, so where was I? Oh, right. VXG does not compete with Evo. Evo is the World Championship tournament. It's the tournament that gets the most players. We're not interested in numbers. If personally, my personal goal is if we get 150 people from the US, I am happy. You know, I'll be more than glad to accommodate 150 or so people. If more come, great. If 500, 600, 1,000 come, fine. But we currently can't even handle more than 2,000 people in the venue. There's currently being a new convention center being constructed that won't be complete until 2015. So it's not like we're able to house something of that magnitude simply because of the size of their event. I think Evo had like 5,000 people.
Yes.
All right. So off that back, no. VXG's intention is not to compete with Evo. We are an alternative or an addition. I prefer if people look at it as their vacation. You know, I was speaking to one of the streamers. I was actually talking to Spooky about it. I said, Spooky, you know, you work so hard during the year. It would be really awesome that, you know, you come there not as a streamer, just come down and enjoy yourself. You know, come and even if you want to compete in the tournament, you know, compete for once, interact with your fans. In a vacation setting. That's something that we want to offer the FGC that they just don't really have anywhere. The relaxed schedule, whereas most tournaments go on until 10, 11 at night. We aim to finish between 6 and 7 the latest, so you can catch the sunset, go out to the beach, you know, go to the casino, go to the clubs, the parties that we provide. That is more what we want to do. So hopefully you guys are interested in giving yourself that type of experience. I can promise you this. What I would say is if you come to VXG, I think it's going to be, if not the most exciting experience of your life, it'll definitely be the most unique gaming experience of your life. I don't think it's something anyone else is able to emulate simply because of the Caribbean and simply because of my teams and everyone's expertise in hospitality. You know, when you come to the airport, someone there to greet you. We have our promotional team that's there. You know, they chop a coconut for you. Stick a straw in the coconut. You have a nice ice cold coconut while you wait for your bus. You know, we bring your bags into the van or the bus that's picking you up. You drive to the hotel. Someone takes you back to your room. We want to give you guys 5-star treatment. I think it's something that many of you might not have had before, but you can definitely get at VXG.
There are gamers who have come to VXG from North America, and they have said, I have never gotten this treatment anywhere in the world.
Yeah, if you ask anyone, if you ask pretty much anyone that was at VXG last year.
I don't count because I've done stuff with mainstream in America, so you kind of get that treatment. But the average gamer or the top tier pro gamer has not gotten that treatment, and unless you go to Korea. And it's sad that you have to go to Korea for that, but at least VXG will provide that for everybody that's going to be there. So you guys, you're definitely going to love it.
All right. Well, Justin Wong says Kuwait is the best hospitality ever had. I hope. I'm not doubting they were very hospitable, but in the competitive nature of tourism, if you think gaming is competitive, you should see the tourism market. We are very competitive when it comes to hospitality.
No, Justin's opinion is fair because he has not been able to.
He said Kuwait is better than Korea, but I would kind of believe that because Korea is so much about the business of it. They might not have as much time for the hospitality of it. You know what I mean? This is like gaming in Korea is like when I was in Korea, I saw more internet cafes than places to eat. And I'm not even exaggerating. If there were like 5 internet cafes, then there's like one place where you can get noodles and stuff. That's really what I noticed when I was over there.
Here's a statement. Justin, has Triforce tried to resign you to VXG? I've tried to resign Justin to VXG just like how I tried to sign Justin back to Empire in that CEO video, the trailer gamer.
Yeah.
So I'm
never happened.
I'm always trying to resign Justin. You know, that's just the perception that I got. I guess I don't know.
Okay, question. How many VXG EMP Elite players are you trying to sponsor? Like we mentioned, we'll probably start between 5 and 6. Juggle that number a little bit. Gradual expansion. We don't want to dilute the sponsorship. We want to make sure the funds are used as equally as possible between the players. If you put too many players on board, of course, it becomes less and less for each one. When the new sponsorship season starts, then we can start to look and see, okay, well, we can work on expanding. So it's really about 5 to 6 players. Guys, I really can't read your question in the chat. Scroll too fast. So please keep sending them at the Video X Games. Let's see what else we got here. Is Kane Blue River going to the beach? He sure is. King Blue River is South America's champ.
Oh.
So he is actually going to the beach.
Oh, I wanted to put out something. Two other announcements because we were actually finished with the announcements. We were asking everybody's question.
This is a good question. I got. Oh, sorry.
Oh,
You got to
okay.
get to that one.
So here, let's finish up the some of the announcements first before we go on to ask a couple other
yes.
questions. All right. Announcement number, I guess this would be 3, 4. All right, is the expansion of the empire, which I now call the dynasty. Fenix has now come under the umbrella of Empire Arcadia. They will be competing under the brand of Empire Arcadia. It will be titled now Fenix or FNEX/EMP, and they're going to be helped to develop the lower parts and central parts of America, North Carolina, and going west. Deyasha, for those who haven't seen it, it's put that back. Andre, you can get that article for me on Put That Back with the with Fenix and EMP. Wait, can you even hear me? Oh, can you hear me? Oh, okay. You would see it the minute you go to.
Oh, but we can't post links in the chat, huh?
Oh, well, he can.
Oh, you can.
You can. It's open.
It told me not. I just tried. Okay, let me try again.
You won't be because you're not signed in.
Yeah, I am signed in.
Oh, you are?
Yeah. Let me see.
Yes, and for those who are worried or wondering, Deyasha started.
No, deleted link, Andre. Just letting you know.
Deyasha, the founder and CEO of Fenix, started off as EMP, and the purpose of Fenix, excuse me, I apologize. The purpose of Fenix was to focus on the potential development of players who did not get a chance to actually be to go out to tournaments and be a Dominion or a Yipes or a Justin and things like that, because I did not have the resources or the administration to focus on that. So what I did was when Deyasha asked me, he said, well, I want to focus on the players who need a chance. So I said, oh, that would be great. Do what you can, and if I have the resources, I can support you. And he said, all right, cool. And he went out, and Fenix was born. And now you see players like Madness. Now you see players like K-Brad who have come from that, and you see the development of it. So I decided now that with the support of our partner VXG, that we could help them in expand past that. So they're a team, but they're more so a family than anything, which is definitely what I love about Fenix. Their roots are much like the Empire. We started out as a family, a community, and you should have stabbed him. Yeah, that good stab right there. We started out as a community and a family first, and then we expand, moving on into what we are now. So I wanted to say, thank you, Deyasha. Congratulations for all the work that you have done with Fenix, and we look forward to our merger in terms of playing under the brand to expand, and whatever Empire Arcadia does or goes forward with, we'll be able to help out Fenix. The last announcement is, and Beef Tech is going to put the link in the stream, guys, so you can see it. So watch out for it. It's a nice little interview, something you should read. It was done by Chris Bond and Persia, IFC Yipes' fiance. He got hit with the rocket launcher hard. He flipped.
All right, focus.
I'm like, I just saw a guy walk on the screen and the rocket launcher just came, boom.
There's some Call of Duty going on in front of us.
IFC Persia did the interview. It's a great interview. It gives you guys more insight on what we're trying to do and so forth. And as you can see, we're focusing on the Northeast, which is, as I told you guys earlier, that we need to focus on the Northeast because it needs help. It's really stagnant. It's underdeveloped, but there's a lot of equity here. There's a lot of resources that's not being used. And there's some huge news coming up later on about major esports accessory organizations. I can't say no. That won't. Don't worry about that. Yes. I'll keep that on the low. And you'll see some stuff in the future with that. But our last announcement, which is Dominion tweeted it a couple of days ago. Dominion will be going to World Games Cup.
Yeah, that's his first tournament sponsored as a
VXG Elite.
Yeah. So he managed through VXG Elite. His first trip that was sponsored is getting him to World Game Cup, which he was a champion in.
Yes, 2011.
Yeah. So it was really cool that he's managing to go back there. He's very excited about it. As a matter of fact, that's one of the reasons he couldn't be here with us today. He's home. He had to get some rest, packing, and he has an early flight tomorrow
morning. Yeah.
To head all the way to France, actually to Nice in France. So definitely something. We are very happy to have him there. Like someone said in the chat, World Games Cup (WGC) is pretty much the European Evo. It's the most respected. Well, yeah, I could say so. It's actually the most respected and anticipated fighting game tournament because I was careful when I say that because DreamHack is actually bigger.
Yes.
But not in terms of FGC. In terms of fighting games, DreamHack does have, I think, Street Fighter, and I don't know if they do any other ones, but it's not as massive as World Games Cup, I believe. So definitely looking forward to having him representing us over there. Now, I had a very good question here I wanted to answer. This is from Doc Medical, Doc_Medical, Twitter. Why choose the FGC market? Why choose the FGC to market towards and host a huge tournament for when other communities are larger, StarCraft 2, League of Legends, and would have got you so much more exposure as well as visit to the island? Very good question. Let me explain this process. Now, just to kind of go into the business of things, because I believe in educating a lot of people, and I'm not even trying to say that in a condescending way as if you're not educated. I mean, in terms of there's certain business things that happen behind the scenes that a lot of people, I think, in the gaming community it's as if they're scared to talk about it. I'm very open when it comes to the business. I'm very transparent about these things. And some people might not like me for kind of giving the trade secrets of the business. But as a player myself, someone that loves gaming, I like to kind of go into these details. The Simon Tours Board, as you know by now, is the main people behind this, as well as other major sponsors. But in terms of the exposure part of things, they want to find as many creative ways as possible to get the island out there. The fact of the matter is, we have almost 500 people in this chat. I'm pretty sure none of you, if any of you, be honest with me, any of you ever heard of the island St. Martin before?
No.
Type the airport code in the chat.
In the chat? Where's the chat?
Has any of you ever heard of St. Martin before?
Yeah, type the
airport code in the chat. Let me see. I'm not going to say put one because that's too easy.
Okay,
what's the airport code?
One guy got it.
Let's see.
One guy got it.
One guy?
Yeah.
Okay, one guy.
One. Nope.
No.
Oh, that's you? That's not fair.
That's not fair.
Yeah, that's not fair.
Now everyone's putting SXM. That's not fair.
He blew it up.
But my point is, I'm pretty
Someone
sure.
put STD. Yo, you see? The trolls.
Yes. So, the point is SEX.
Oh man.
All right. Anyway, the point is that most of you never heard of this beautiful island before this, and okay, on the within our FGC, the money that is being spent to put on VXG, well over $200,000 is what it costs to put this on with the qualifiers. I'm very open about the numbers. I said the other day on Blast Show, we spent over $43,000 on qualifiers to fly everyone in and covering the costs and contributing towards the tournaments, all that stuff. Why do we do that? Because this same tours board will go to CNN, for example, and advertise there and maybe write a contract for $2 million to advertise for a month, for example. Big companies do that all the time. My philosophy is this. Give 10% of what you have there that you're using on a medium that's already oversaturated, and try to find a new medium that is underdeveloped but that does have a scene. This is my message to everyone in the chat right now and everyone watching this stream. What you all do, you being here in the chat, listening to me speak, it is a very undervalued commodity.
Yes,
your attention that you're paying right now, the people that have drawn you here have something valuable. You are a valuable resource. It's just that I think over the years of accepting mediocre things in exchange for millions of viewers, it has become the point where just accepting a few products and a mediocre pay or that kind of stuff, you've been fooled into thinking that you're not valuable. VXG, your boy Rolando, I value what you all do, watching the scene and going on streams and going to these tournaments more than many people do, simply because I know that if we tell a bigger company or another company that, hey, there's a way you can advertise for just $200,000 and you can reach over 30 million people in a year, once this starts to go out there, people, this scene is going to explode. And that is all it is. I could go to League of Legends. That's the easy way. I could have told the tours board, hey, look, give the money to MLG or IPL or one of these people. Just give them the money and let them advertise for you because they have a bigger market. But What does that do in terms of development?
Nothing.
Does that bring any new players into professional gaming? Does that raise the standards of tournaments? No, because their tournament standards are already high. I saw an opportunity to give fighting game players, fighting game tournament organizers, and open their eyes to new potential sponsors out there that you would never think are actually interested in sponsoring. There are people hitting their head right now with like an extra $1 million in their marketing budget at some oil company or some I don't know, a beverage company that are saying, man, I need to do something with this and I have no idea what. All we saw is we were one of those people. We had something extra in the budget as a St. Martin Tourist Board, and we thought this is a great way to get exposure. Now, maybe you won't travel now to St. Martin. Maybe it won't be in 5 years. But if you ever do decide to travel on a vacation and you got the money and you want to travel, maybe a honeymoon or something like that, I'm hoping is that, hey, you've been hearing about this St. Martin so long, you've never gone. You know what? Let me go. And that is the goal right there. That right there, if we get 1% of you to ever do that in your lifetimes, this whole venture is a success. So that is just me explaining the business part of it, why it's sustainable. That was one of the questions in Event Hubs.
Yeah.
Is what VXG doing sustainable? It is completely sustainable because the budget already exists.
Well,
the question is, how do they want to use this budget? They are already overjoyed with the attention and the exposure we're getting as through Video X Games, and many other companies will be. There are going to be some companies through VXG that we're also introducing to this, and VXG Elite will be one of the first people to bring these brand new companies into the scene. One of them I can already mention because they already are our sponsor for our parties is, and this is I guess at first it can be a bit touchy, but if you open your mind and think about sports in general, professional sports, you see it's a very common
you sure
thing.
you want to do this?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Why not?
All right. Go.
You know me, I'm real talk.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
like
we'll
you're
talk-
the only. Oh, he
just-
thinks he's the only one that can do real talk and
I'll
say
just
yeah.
say,
Well, I can say yeah too.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, certain people, like, because
You don't want to give them the jump on it.
No, I don't want to give them. I want them wait until they just see it.
Okay,
Like,
true.
I just want them. The reason why I say that is because the question that was asked, is it realistic or
No,
sustainable?
let me just say this before things get out of proportion.
No, it is not porn.
pornography. No, that, yes, I agree, is ridiculous. There are some companies you don't bring in. I'll stand to that. I'm talking beverage companies, okay?
All
Let's
right.
just keep it at that.
Yeah, the libation. There we
Yes.
go.
Beverage companies, they're all over professional sports, and there are some of them that are very much interested in getting in.
Now-
and we will be bringing one of them into the scene soon.
This is what I think is unfair. I think it is unfair because for them to even ask that question, how could they ask you if it's sustainable when it's already public knowledge that you're backed by a country when the fighting game scene is backed by literally up to virtually nothing, to be honest with you, but the question is not asked. That's so unfair.
Yeah, I think a lot of the discussion, and I have to say thanks to everyone out there that was very supportive of Kevin's decision to rejoin Empire Arcadia. I think the support was actually overwhelmingly in favor of it, but of course there were few people out there who were, saying some negative things about it. That will always happen in any decision. So I just had to say that too. Thank you guys for supporting that decision. So I hope that answers your question. That was a very good question. I hope, I think I want to do, like, as corny as this sounds, I would like to do at a video game tournament where, like, I don't know, at some time, maybe like the night before or something, or early in the morning, a little like business seminar for gamers that might be interested in learning more about marketing and how marketing funds can come to players, can come to tournaments. It is something that maybe only 10 people in the entire
But the thing is, that's dangerous. I told you, informing and educating people that need knowledge for development.
Oh yeah, we should keep them.
Yeah,
keep
gotta
them ignorant.
keep them ignorant because that's the nature of the scene. Everyone likes to stay ignorant. No one wants to learn because if they learn, better things will happen for them. And people try to teach a clearly scam artists
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and things of that nature. So I don't think that's a good idea. We want to kind of keep a good reputation.
Yeah.
Keep them
Plus, I mean,
ignorant.
if I do a seminar, I'm going to charge at least $50.
$50,
So I'm going to
exactly.
be making money from it, and it's just me talking. A get rich
Exactly.
quick scheme kind of thing.
Exactly. The pyramid, the Empire Arcadia pyramid scheme.
Yes,
you know,
yes.
Pretty much. So we don't want to do that. So let them stay there, and you know.
Nah, man, come on. We're just trolling, guys. We're actually, I think it's something that would be very fun in the scene for those of you out there that want to learn a little bit more about marketing and stuff. Oh, who's Rolando to talk about that? Well, I've been in the tourism industry for 12 years. I've worked with many marketing budgets. I'm in charge of St. Martin's biggest event. VXG is actually a small event compared to the events that I manage in St. Martin, namely St. Martin Carnival, which, by the way, can I say it, Andre?
Yes.
Can I mention it? That you're streaming? Oh, which, by the way, St. Martin Carnival, shout outs to my boy Andre Bufuteki, will be streaming St. Martin Carnival. So that's one of the events we do. It attracts over 40 to 50,000 people every year to the island for that event. So because of that, I kind of have a bit of knowledge on event management and marketing budgets and so on, and how people can attract sponsors. So these trolls are ridiculous.
Said no. Why are you guys saying no? You should be happy for beefy
because
techie.
there's always a few haters in there, man. Come on, guys. Look, seriously, trolling aside, you should be proud of the fact that a FGC streamer is doing something so mainstream. That's like ridiculously mainstream. That's you know, the only thing more mainstream than that might be streaming the Grammys, I guess. But anyway, let's see. Back to the question.
Look at that statement D1 made, which is a
D1.
true statement.
Okay, the Video X Games values all of us and would rather see us grow instead of taking the easier route with other communities. That's
This is very true.
Very good. That really summarizes why we did not go and just join esports. We saw an underdeveloped scene and we wanted to do something for this community. I myself, to be honest with you, I'm a MOBA player. I play League of Legends, I play Dota, and more so I play Heroes of New Earth. That's the game I play the most. You know, and it makes me rage and mad and scream and I pull my hair out and all kinds of crazy stuff because people are such fucking noobs in that game. I'm sorry. Whew. Just thinking about that game, you know, I'm trying to be professional, but you see, Han, those, oh boy. Anyway, people don't ever play Han. Yeah, I play Han, people. Do you feel bad for me now? Now you can feel bad for me. Yes, Han is dead, and I still play that dead game, believe it or not. You know. Yes, but anyway, in any case, you know, that's a very good statement there from Apex. Let's see what other question we have. Okay, everybody knows who knows that Rolando is their boy, but who's Rolando boy? I'll do it if I win a trip to the beach.
Oh my goodness!
Wow! I should have not read that one.
Yo, are you kidding me?
Moving on.
How are you getting the money to do all this? Well, Jacob, you missed when we explained it.
Yeah, just to summarize again, how are we getting the money to do all this? It's a small percent. You know what, Andre? I'm gonna send you a link. Oh, can I put links now?
You might have to reset it, but I opened up links.
All right, let me see what happens
If you
there.
can't do it, just send it to me on Facebook.
All right, because this is too much info too. St. Martin. Okay, listen. You can Google it if you don't believe me. St. Martin has an annual marketing budget of $40 million.
Is it? Oh, okay.
It's public knowledge.
Oh, it's public. Then you can give me the link.
It's
If
on
public
the,
knowledge.
it's every island that has a marketing budget has to submit it to the World Tourism Organization (WTO). And
Yes, people, not 40,000, 40.
Yeah, okay, but that's not for VXG, guys.
Yeah.
Before people go crazy, that is not VXG's money. No.
A percentage of that
Yes.
is allocated.
Yes,
to
a
VXG.
percentage of that. Now, imagine, what is 1% of 40 million? That's $400,000. Okay, again, people are probably pulling their hair wondering, why is Rolando talking about... I'm very open about these things because, first of all, it's public knowledge. And second of all, I think people need to understand what goes into doing these things. One other thing, I think I said it before on stream, and this is another one people don't like me to say, but a lot of venues out there, not going to say who, but there's some specific big tournaments that if they pay venue fees, then they're being robbed.
Yep.
Or they're not paying venue costs for their venue and they're just claiming that they do. It's common practice in event management for events. If you are bringing a certain percentage of people, so let's say the hotel has 300 rooms. Once you pass normally the 60% bracket, you normally get your venue comped. That is a rule of thumb in the business. So I can tell you guys any amount that's got like any amount of millions.
Well, someone made a statement. Someone says, why don't Rolando just buy the FGC? Well, the thing is, the FGC isn't for sale. To be very honest with you, although it is possible to buy it, it's not in the best interest for.
That is not the way to go about it. That's where a lot of things have problems. Is when you try to just think money answers everything. Money doesn't answer everything, because if you don't have a team behind it that can go about things the right way, and also you should grow. Even though that is something that's available in the grander scheme of things. Of course, the tourist office being smart, they're not just going to throw millions at us.
Yeah.
No, it's going to take 5, 10, maybe 20 years before we start seeing that kind of stuff. I don't know. But it all depends on the growth. It has to be measured, and it has to be sustainable. I think that's something we saw very well with Evo, and that's one thing I admire about Evo, is that they really started with $0 of sponsorship, and that's something very commendable, to go on and gradually get sponsorships in. I think last year was the first year that they had prizes sponsored.
No, they had prizes sponsored from what I remember, 2006 and 2008, when Toyota came in. In 2006, I don't know if it was a private sponsor or not, but I know for sure in 2000. Wait, was it 7 or 8? No, it was 2007. Sorry, 2007. Toyota got involved, and then I forgot what happened in 2008. And since then, they've been getting prizes here and there, but I don't know about like the sponsorship that they used to get.
It's not easy, and Evo is such an important part of the scene, to the extent where even to be able to explain this to the St. Martin Tours Board and other sponsors, I use Evo as an example. It's an important thing that we should all use as a tool to be able to secure our own sponsorships, because they are kind of the mecca at the moment when it comes to where everyone goes, and it shows the potential in terms of advertising, the numbers, the growth, etc. It's an important measuring stick. So that's regards to that question there. All right, what else do we got? How are we getting the money? Oh, we did that. Gotta get a passport. Yes, you have to get a passport, guys. That's one thing. I've heard different stories when it comes to U.S. passports, but I basically understand that it can be a very time-consuming process.
Yes, you can. Oh, just we're gonna check.
Yeah, where people can take sometimes 2 months before they get your passport. Now, I'm gonna ask a question, and guys, try not to troll me. I want to get like a good indicator here. How many people in the chat have a passport? Press 2 if you have a chat. We have about 500 people in here. I'm curious.
Scroll this over a little bit, so when you press over. No, the other thing.
Okay, I got you. This one here. That's good, all right. No way. All of you have passports, guys. Come on. You got to be trolling me.
Well, there's a lot of people that have passports.
Because really? Well, that's impressive, because I've been meeting a lot of players and they tell me they don't have passports. All right. Well, all right. Let's do a counting here. How many people in this room have passports?
That's all I have. I don't have a state ID.
Oh, you don't have passport. You don't have, so it's about 50-50.
He needs to renew his.
Right.
Oh, so he has one though.
He has one, but it has to be renewed.
So it's only one person in here that doesn't have a passport.
My kid's got a passport.
Right. So
he's like, what's that supposed to mean?
in any case, people, you need to work on your passport if you come into VXG. It's not a It's something that takes some time, so you got to make sure you are ready for that. I would say if you're even thinking about coming to VHC, even thinking about it, work on it now. What does it cost, people? 75, 170? About okay, so let's call it max 200, right?
170 where? In the post office?
Yeah, it's 160 post office, and
If you rush it, it's 170.
if you rush it, it's 170.
What happened to the $90 post office?
No, it's been raised.
It's been raised.
Oh, they raised it, because I remember when it was 90.
Hold on, I'm
Yeah,
about to
but
post
that's the
link
thing.
for it.
Passport lasts you 7 years, so it's like you never have to really renew.
10 years.
No.
10 years.
10 years, yeah.
I'm gonna post the link.
No, not because I got my passport. I paid $400 for my passport, and I got it in 1999. My passport expires in 2018.
Yeah, 10 years.
No, not 1999.
1999 is when I got my passport because that's when I added my name Triforce to my name.
And you got a passport for 20 years? That can't be.
No, because when you change anything on it,
Mhm.
it renews
It
it
ought,
for the
but then
next
not
10.
20 years though.
Maybe
No, 2008.
Yeah.
No. Oh.
Date of issue 2008.
Oh well, no. Okay,
So
all right.
it's
So it
10
was
years.
10 years because
Yeah.
this
So the
was from
one before-
99
right.
to
In
28, and then I
99,
renewed
you did it
yeah.
for 10 years, and then in 2008 you renewed it again, and then
Alright.
now it's another 10 years.
It's
So
10
okay.
years.
All right. So then what are we 13? I
And
got
if
5
you
years
change your
left.
name on it or anything like that, then it just automatically renews.
No, I just renewed this.
Andre's putting a link in there, guys, so you can see how to get your passport. But I definitely would recommend you work on that as soon as possible. If you're thinking about coming to VXG, it's not a bad thing to have. So even if plans kind of change and you don't make it, it's cool to have a passport, an extra form of ID.
And if
Shout
you do
outs
it now,
to
you get the
passports. Oh, $90 is for minors only.
Oh, okay. Cause all right.
But
Well,
how old were you in 1999?
no, I didn't. I knew it was $90, but I didn't.
Oh.
I didn't go there.
Oh,
I
like
paid
you weren't a
$400
minor.
for it. No, I just paid $400 for my passport.
You told them you were a minor. Yes.
No,
You-
because I wasn't a minor. They clearly saw I wasn't a minor.
All right. One shady thing confirmed from Triforce. That's it.
What?
You got gypped though, because I got an emergency passport and I did not pay that much.
Sanford paid
Sanford's
like-
emergency one day passport was $530
To get it the next day.
Did you go to the passport
We went
place?
in 24 hours. Sanford needed his passport to go to VXG, and the stream raised $530, and I had to go and we had to pick it up in that day, 5:30.
When I did emergency passport for my job to go to.
But did you have a passport ever?
No.
That was the first time ever?
What
No,
year
I
was
had a
this?
Passport and I had. It didn't make a difference because it expired. Because once it expires, that's it.
But
you
I
have
think-
to get a new one.
Oh, okay.
So you have to pay for a new one. It was in 2000.
That was back then. Sanford got his passport last year, 2012,
Yeah,
5:30.
so like you say, it raised.
24 hours.
Yeah, but that's a lot to be raised because it's supposed to be the same amount as an express passport.
It's the U.S. Yes.
I was waiting for that. All right, let's go on to see if anybody have any other questions. All right, one thing popped up.
Yeah,
What
question
about-
from the subscriber.
Okay, here's a good question. What about VXG qualifiers in the Caribbean? We know you're doing things in the U.S., but how is the FGC in the Caribbean? Okay,
Ah, that
We
is
got-
an excellent question.
we had a meeting about 3 weeks ago. Shout outs to all my Caribbean gamers that are in there. Shout outs to RB from Trinidad. We got Lone in Dominican Republic. We got Andrew in Jamaica. We got the fellas from Gamer Vibe in St. Lucia. On and on. Galdem and all these fellas guys, Don and Kay and all these guys. The thing is, we got a lot of Caribbean islands, and they're more used to this because VXG has been a Caribbean tournament for several years now. So they kind of know the routine. We explained the qualifiers in the meeting the other day. They're all working on the qualifiers. So yeah, they're gonna be definitely doing the qual. Shout outs to Guyana, Mark Rose.
That is so deep.
Give a shout out to Guyana. All right, shout outs to Guyana, Mark Rose. Hey, I don't have any Guyanese players, so hey, Guyana, get to me, man. Talk to me.
It's 400. It's about $430 to $450 to go to VXG, guys.
Yeah, airfares start at $420. If you go on Orbitz, it might have gone up now because people have already booked their airfares. So call it $500 from JFK or anywhere on the East Coast. Call it maybe $550 to $600 Midwest, South. Called it $600 plus from the West
Someone's
Coast.
asking how come the venue is $120.
Okay, let me explain the venue now. Like I said earlier, all right.
This
It's not a venue fee. It's a registration fee. Why? If you come to VXG, let's say we just say regular venue fee of $50, right? When you reach to the airport, you gotta pay $20 for a taxi. That's $20. Coming back from the hotel, you gotta pay another $20 to go. That's $90. You need breakfast every day. That's gonna cost you at least $15 a day, maybe $10. Let's call it $10. But then it's not hotel breakfast. You probably have to go down the road for it, which is more taxi. So actually, let's call it $15. 4 days of that is $60. So you got $40 in taxi, $60. The parties are $10 every night. So if you go to, let's say, 3 of the 5 parties, that's $30. That brings you to $150. So you've already spent $150 and not even your venue yet. So you're talking about $210. Then you get free match bet tokens. You get coupons for free stuff. You get a gift back from them. There's a bunch of stuff you get included in your registration package. So the point is, the reason why it's $120 is because we created a package that works out to be cheaper for you. So you don't have to worry about transportation. You don't have to worry about if you want to go to the party that you need to buy a ticket or anything like that. You don't have to worry about your breakfast. You just go down to the hotel. You get a wristband. It's included in your registration fee. All of that good stuff. Oh, it also includes 2 raffle tickets from Mad Cats. So shout out to Mad Cats for that. So that's going to be automatic set of raffle tickets you guys going to have there. Yeah. Well, okay, parties ain't even $10 in Detroit anymore. Well, these parties are, of course, with international artists, and they are in very high demand because wow, I said raffle and everyone went bananas. I love Tree Monsters. That's godlike.
Well, what they do need to know is that, well, hold on. Sorry, guys. Playing Tetris.
Yeah, and I'm just checking the chat. Everyone's just going bananas about raffle tickets.
What? You guys are still on the raffle stuff? Oh. Stop. What?
Anyway, guys, what else do we have here? Anybody else have any questions? Please send it here now. Oh, one other thing.
I wanted to mention something, but I'll let you.
Don't.
No,
yeah, right.
You had meant since you already said that, and now they know. Might as well.
About tomorrow?
Yeah, might as well.
Tomorrow, right?
Yeah, about tomorrow. Next level.
Providing a link that I just got to a certain article from my good friends over there. I had a conversation with Spooky. One of the tournaments I always wanted to support was Next Level Battle Circuit. We wanted to give them a qualifier spot for Street Fighter Cross Tekken. I think, that game hasn't received a qualifier, but it would be nice to give an opportunity for people, kind of like what we did with Level Up Series, to get things going there for this game and help that game develop. Again, like I said in my interview, I believe in underdogs. I believe in Street Fighter Cross Tekken. I think it's a game that can definitely develop into something great. Especially watching it at Winter Brawl. I mean, how many people? There was over at least 100 people.
Yeah.
At Street Fighter Cross Tekken. It was a very good tournament. So, you guys should definitely check out Next Level Battle Circuit. You got, if this goes through, I'm gonna confirm everything tomorrow. But based on my conversation from what Spooky told me on Sunday, he wants to do that qualifier and let people come out there and have a chance to win Street Fighter Cross Tekken. I know some people don't really like the game, but maybe now is an incentive to give it a chance, because maybe you got a chance to win a free trip. Remember, if someone has already won a qualifier, they cannot win it again.
Oh, also,
Chris G has already won a qualifier, so he can't win that. Dominion is already coming to VXG because he's
no
VXG
Empire
elite.
No Empire member
No
can get it.
Empire member. So that means Dominion's out, Chris G's out, Sanford's out,
Geron's out,
Geron's out, This means that you could place 6th in the listing and still get the trip to VXG, guys. So honestly, pick up the game, give it a shot over at Next Level. Don't sleep. It's not that boring a game. Come on. As they say in Mortal Kombat, let's be serious here. Oh, things for Europeans. Yes, the European qualifier, there will only be one. It's going to be in the UK. My boy James Bardoff is going to be managing that. So I'm sorry the details have been taking long to come out. I've just been so busy with everything. But we're definitely going to do something in the UK. So for all of you guys in Europe, one of you will be going to the beach. That's for sure. At least one of you. We hope that more of you come down, but that's definitely the case. Can you do a good American accent for us Stream Monsters? I don't know. I don't think I have a good American accent. I think my accent is maybe what St. Martin people would call proper. So it's not completely. If I talk St. Martin English, y'all will not understand nothing.
Which
All
you was
right,
just
let me
doing.
try.
Actually, you was just doing it.
No, that was still understandable. I'm talking. Yo, so what going on there, boy, fellas? Y'all want to come down to the beach, or are we gonna go down there tomorrow? Do anything you want? Now, what you saying?
Oh well, I understand it, but
yeah, but you Jamaican, so you can kind of catch that. So I'm sorry. I try to can I want Burr at BXG?
What?
Gucci Mane SRK. Can I perform at BXG? Burr.
Yeah, these guys are stupid.
That's some good stuff. Anyway, they say they need subtitle.
Oh man.
Hey, Stream Monsters are the best. Love you guys. Actually, someone said a term yesterday, and from now I'm gonna use that. I think it's a lot more adequate.
What?
Stream warriors.
Stream warriors. They don't get to evolve. What is this? They
Who says that? Yipes. Okay. So from now on,
Wait.
stream warriors.
How did they go? They're stream demons. These we already went over this on my stream. They're stream demons. They don't get any mortality. They wouldn't care if a baby died. They would still go in. That is demonic.
Yeah.
That is. There's no
A warrior fights for like a cause,
Yeah.
like for his kingdom, or
Stream demons go in on. Did you see what they did to Beyonce? They had absolutely no reserve, no regards.
the Vegeta one.
The Rambo,
Hulk.
They didn't care. What if her daughter was watching that and started crying? If the daughter started crying, they'd probably go in even more. These guys are stream arc demons. Like, are you serious?
Beyonce Krang was godlike.
Come on,
the Krang in the
Beyonce
belly.
Krang. Like, this is that is unnecessary. Like,
No, damn, what was I saying? Oh, my American accent. I don't think I'm very good at it, but I could try. People told me I did a good imitation of Ultra David.
you did?
That's what they told me at Apex.
Let me hear it.
I don't know if you got.
No, I want to hear it.
You want to hear it?
Yes, I don't hear about that. I want to hear it. I've never heard this.
Okay, let me get myself in roll.
Okay, here we go.
You know, what's really important here is that they really understand what's going on here, because you know it's something that we all need to be a part of in the community. It's really important, and definitely I don't know about the EMP thing, you know, James. It's kind of you know maybe they're doing their thing, but I don't know. Let's just
That's
move
not
on.
how he sounds. I'll do a better impression than that.
Okay.
All right, listen to this. This sounds a lot like
All right.
Ultra David. That was wrong.
OD.
My fault. All right, I'm allowed to at least troll once. So
Yeah,
yo,
come on,
let
one
me troll
troll for
once.
sure.
Yo, let me troll once, Ultra David. Don't take that personal. I was just being funny. Okay, I was trying to be funny. All right. I was just trying to be funny. Like, he gonna take it personal now. Watch.
No.
For no
You're
reason.
just kidding, man.
I'm just being funny. All right. Okay, so yeah, moving on, people.
Oh God. You know, I was taking you serious for a moment. I actually thought you were good.
I saw the opening. I was like, oh, that's a good opening.
Woo! All right. Moving on. Anybody else have any other questions? Man, you know, I wish I had like internet at home that could stream.
Well, actually, no, because he has it back at the his place now.
Yeah, only my job can do that, and I don't know if I can like go to the same. Actually, why wouldn't the St. Martin Tourist Board let me stream from there?
We can stream from the TV station.
Thunderpants, thank you. Although the Kappa face makes me think you're
Trolling.
yes.
What happened?
He was just going OT on that.
So they're still doing the gacking?
Yeah, that's just not.
I think that
Static. Somebody said static. Did we move this wire or something?
it could be.
Static. Put the robots. Stream Warriors is the best.
Why do they say that? What's Sophus?
I don't know.